Happy Hump Day, Solies. If you're watching the YouTube, thank you so much. It's a new dress. I just recorded a Tree of Life haul, and I'll show you guys if you're watching. How nice is the color, is the sleeves. It's practically a muumuu. It's so comfy. Anyway, you've got me all dressed up for a change. Dressed up for the occasion because there's a lot going down this week. And I am not going to hone in on all of the moving parts because that's what you go and listen to. Initiations by Jules Ferrari. That's what you go and listen to if you want to get a deep dive into the Astro Intel. But I am going to talk about the vibe this week, and the vibe is chaos. Chaos incarnate wants to come through. That's pretty intense. No, it just feels like it's chaotic energy. And you know what? It's on point because we're in an eclipse portal. And eclipse portals are notorious for being chaotic. And chaotic energy isn't necessarily energy to be feared. No, it isn't energy to be feared. It's what I'm hearing as I'm saying this channel is very loud, and channel is always heightened in eclipse portals. So we do like that. It's energy that needs somewhere to go, right? Like chaos is misdirected energy. It's like there's a lot of it and it needs outlets. And if we don't give the energy an outlet, then it can build up either inside of ourselves, well, yeah, inside of ourselves, inside of our homes, and then things get whack. Okay. And especially because we're still in, I mean, tail end of Aquarius season, like very final day of Aquarius season, and moving into, or final days, moving into Pisces, where the North Node lives. We've also got Mercury and Venus conjunct the North Node. So I was actually listening to Jules Ferrari's podcast this morning, and she's like, this is an incredible time to vision. And I have to agree. It's like collective visioning because Aquarius is about the collective, and this eclipse that by the time you listen to this, we will be in the eclipse portal, 2 week window. They're always 2 week windows, a new moon and a full moon, or a full moon and a new moon. Hence why it's always 2 weeks. So we've got the new moon in Aquarius tonight. As by the time you listen to it, it's already reached its peak, but that has kicked off the eclipse portal of the next 2 weeks. And so, yes, eclipses are notorious for being unpredictable, being erratic, being chaotic. The vibe check for us this week is that that energy is likely to present itself in some way. It's not to be feared. It actually feels like if we could bring a little bit of a lightness into the predictability of this chaos, then that's going to help us kind of move through the energy of the next fortnight with as much ease as possible. It doesn't feel like upheaval, guys. It actually doesn't feel like intensity. It's not like it's an eclipse in Scorpio, you know? It's an eclipse in Aquarius, which, you know, it's community. It's the people we surround ourselves with. It's Fire Horse is like, we're coming off the back of the year of the snake where we were shedding and we were saying goodbye to ways of behaving, patterns, behaviors, relationships, lots of like friendship shifting, just dynamics, especially relational dynamics I'm hearing that have shifted. And the year of the horse is like, okay, now that is done, let's move forward. And so this Aquarian energy is like, who are the people you're moving forward with? Who are the communities you're moving forward with? Like into this new earth or this future that we are visioning for our macro, or even in your micro, your future for your family unit, where you want to go. Who's coming with you? And it's almost like the energy wants us to get clear on that and be incredibly discerning, Virgo South Node. And the other end of this eclipse is Virgo. It will be the full moon in Virgo in Pisces season. So we've got a lot of energy at play here. But Virgo is about being really discerning. And if the year of the snake has taught you anything, reflect on where it taught you discernment in your personal relationships, in your familiar relationships, friendships, romantic, career, job. Like, where are you not tolerating certain behaviors anymore? And this Aquarius energy that's heightened by this eclipse is like, find your people. Put yourself in the rooms where your people reside. Put yourself in the environments where your people reside. For some of you, as I'm saying that, that's considering a big move. And this is very niche. So, like, for instance, we aren't, touch wood, But I can feel in the zeitgeist, in the collective, some of you are really contemplating, like, and some of you never thought you would, but it's like, oh, we need to move house, or we need to sell our home, or maybe you've been given rental notice and you need to find somewhere. And it's actually right on time, because what I'm feeling collectively is we're being put into the environments with the collectives of people that are going to take us forward, like into the future with this momentum energy of Firehorse. So we love that for us. That said, the chaos that I'm feeling is it's like scattered energy, right? It's that energy of and this could also potentially be projection, but I do feel I can see it in the zeitgeist too, is like we have built up now, like the year is well and truly underway. Remember January? Do you guys remember that month that was only a couple of weeks ago, but feels like a year ago? And it was like, oh my God, I'm still in this void space. Like there's nothing going on. And a couple of weeks of February, and I bet all of your calendars are full to the brim. I bet you're doing all the things. And it's like, oh my God, I'm right in it now. Like there's appointments and there's places to be and there's people to see. And it's not necessarily bad stuff. It's just a lot of stuff. So collectively, the energy is really ramped up quite quickly. We will be moving into Pisces energy, and that's to round out the astrological year. So I want to remind everyone as well that like Aries starts the new astro year. So while yes, we're in fire horse energy now, that's the new Chinese zodiac, right? That's the Chinese zodiac. We still got like astro new year Aries season, which is in March. So don't wrong yourself if you're looking outside of yourself and you're going, wow, everyone's hitting the ground running and everyone's like starting these things and talking about Firehorse, and I'm still feeling a bit fucking exhausted from last year and from the year of the snake, because you kind of still have some shedding to go. And I've said it to a lot of people. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but March is when things really start to feel good. Like Feb just still feels like we're in a little bit of an in between. It's a busier in between. But if you're not getting the action, the inspiration, the download straight away, if you're just needing to actually nap a bit more, rest a bit more, I really do feel like collectively we are, and this is me kind of repeating myself on last week's vibe check, but I will, because it feels like tend to your body, tend to your home and your family. Like, let that be the vibe check this week. Like, rest where you can. Doesn't mean like if you have a big schedule, a busy schedule, like, don't I know it? This week is a big one for me too. But find those pockets where you would normally do some extra work, or you would normally like have your laptop on your lap on the couch and work while the TV's on at the end of the day. Like, close down the tech and get into the bod. That's the vibe check this week. It's like, because Aquarius energy is so fast and eclipse energy is so chaotic, and Firehorse energy is also like, let's go, we could risk burnout because the Virgo South Node is still there going, hey, don't operate from a place of stress. Like, can we just take a beat for a second? Can we just pause for a second? And I have read in multiple sources online, the Firehorse energy is going to basically imprint whatever energy you are holding in your heart. And there's the electromagnetic frequency of a horse's heart is particularly huge. And this Firehorse energy is very much about the heart. And so it's like, could you, for the next week, for the next month, get to know what lives in your heart and how your heart wants to feel this year, the next 12 months, the next 18 months? We've got a real heart-led year this year, guys. When Jupiter moves into Leo, when the nodes move into Leo, like we have an eclipse in Leo mid-year, there's a lot of that Leo, lion, courage, heart energy, and Aquarius being the opposite sign of Leo. And this eclipse being in Aquarius, we could get distracted by matters of the heart and tending to the heart and listening to the heart because of all the noise outside ourselves. And the noise isn't going anywhere. It feels like this week is going to be quite noisy, frenetic. Yeah, I just can feel like jittery cells. That's how it feels. And so the best thing you can do, despite all of that, it's not a bad thing. It's just tend to your physical bodies. Look after your physical bodies, because I can feel the burnout. I can feel the fatigue collectively. Give your adrenals some extra love over the coming week or month. I keep saying week, but it's like, no, it's month, it's month, it's month. By mid-March, things will shift. So massaging on your lower back, your adrenals, your kidneys, any kind of detoxing that you can do in the coming weeks feels really nourishing and nurturing and good. And just taking some time to sit with your heart and asking your heart what it needs from you. How can you show up for it? In fact, this is so fascinating because this is all channeled, but I do remember I listened to Jules's podcast this morning about the eclipse in particular, and she did spend some time talking about the heart. And she spoke about it more through the lens of joy. So I'd go and listen to Jules's app as well. But the vibe check for the coming week is really putting yourself into the environments and the communities of the people that you want to take with you into this year of the horse. Be really discerning with those decisions in who is allowed access to your personal world. And then even deeper than that, listening to your heart. What does she have to share with you this week and this next month? And how are you going to show up and tend to your body and your heart? Listen to them both. I mean, your heart is part of your body, but she's so much bigger than that. And can you give your heart a little bit of spaciousness this week to listen to what she needs? And for each of us, it's going to be very, very different. On that, I will be back in your ears next week. Have a beautiful week. Happy eclipse season. Maybe next week I'll talk more about the specifics of eclipse portals in general and why they are considered a bit chaotic. But just know, I will say, eclipses are destiny points, right? We love an eclipse. My little girl was born during an eclipse. Lots of babies get born during an eclipse. If you're heavily pregnant, you're probably birthing in the next week or so. So it's a beautiful time. Eclipses are destiny points. So they're not to be feared. And in fact, the less we can do to create change in our lives in an eclipse portal, like the more our destiny will just reveal itself to us without us needing to do anything. They're a beautiful portal of surrender and rest, I'm hearing, especially just take care of those adrenals, my loves. Yeah, take care of the adrenals. I'm hearing that very loud. Kidneys, 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 especially if you're someone who's more prone to UTIs. Take extra care of yourself. Rest, rest, rest. Okay, love you guys. I'll be back in your ears next week.